Welcome back to Storytime. Today we'll be reading Say Goodnight to the Sleepy Animals by Ian Wybrow and Ed Eves. So what can we see on the front cover of this book? There's a cat with all her sleeping kittens, a dog and a rabbit who are also fast asleep, and an owl right at the top who's flying in the night sky. Can you guess what we're going to be doing today? Shall we read the book to find out? I think so. This is a title page, and Kat is sat on a windowsill with her little smile on her little face. Let's start the book. The moon is up, the stars shine bright. Off goes Kat to say goodnight. So little Kat has left her home because she wants to go say goodnight to all her little animal friends. Let's see who she's going to meet first. Wow, so she's come to her friend Jack. And he's a dog. Out in the garden, all alone. Who's that guarding a juicy bone? So as you can see, Kat's come to say goodnight to her friend dog. Good night, dog. Woof, woof, woof. Shall we see who she's going to say goodnight to now? Wow, now she's come to say goodnight to her friend who's a fox. Look by the trees. It's a clever fox with his bushy red tail and his neat little socks. Good night, fox. Yip, yip, yip. Wow, so the fox is so happy smiling, and he was wandering in the little field. And look at Kat, she's sat on this log licking her paws. Who do you think she's going to meet next? Well, let's find out. High in the tree, where they think it's best, who snuggles down in a feathery nest? So now Kat has left her fox friend, who you can see there with a smile on his face, and she's climbed up a tree to meet the bird family. Good night, birds. Tweet, tweet, tweet. And as you can see, the mummy bird's feeding her little baby bird. Who do you think Kat's going to say goodnight to next? Barn owl calls as he sails through the sky. Say goodnight as he flies by. So here, the cat has climbed even more up the tree, and she's come to say goodnight to her owl friend. He's flying in the night sky. As you can see, the stars are shining bright. And he's a barn owl. Good night, barn owl. Wit-to-woo, wit-to-woo. Who scurries by with a squeak, 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 then climbs into bed with his supper in his cheek? Good night, field mouse. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Now the cat, as you can see, she's saying goodnight to her little mouse friend, who's also eating a blackberry before going to bed. Look how happy he looks. What do you think's going to happen next? Well, shall we see? Busy little rabbits, it's time to stop. They settle in the straw with a hop, hop, flop. Now Kat has come to visit her rabbit friends. One is already fast asleep, and the other one is smiling. Good night, rabbits. Hop, hop, flop. Where do you think Kat's going to go now? Home to the kittens softly creep, a drink of milk, and they're fast asleep. Good night, kittens. Meow, meow, meow. So as you can see, all her little baby kittens are fast asleep. And there's a massive smile on her face as she sees her little sleeping kittens. Shall we see what's going to happen next? Wow! Say goodnight then, just once more, but much quieter than before. Why do you think we have to be quiet? Because all the animals are going to sleep. So we have to use our quiet voices. Good night, birds, tweet, tweet, tweet. Good night, dog, woof, woof, woof. Let's say good night to Jack the dog. Good night, field mouse, squeak, squeak, squeak. Good night, fox, yip, yip, yip. Good night, rabbit, hop, hop, flop. Good night, barn owl, whit-to-woo. Good night, kittens, meow, meow, meow. And as you can see, little cat's there with all her kittens snuggled up, and she's ready to go to sleep. All the other animals are already fast asleep. One last lick of her ginger fur. Good night, pussycat, purr, purr, purr. Wow, so I really hope you enjoyed this book with me today. Shall we read the blurb? The moon is up, the stars shine bright. Off goes cat to say goodnight. Woof, yip, tweet. The fox is shown here. The squeaky mouse is shown. And the birds, all their little baby birds, are high up in the sky. Thank you for watching this. If you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.